Captain's Log Supplemental. The Olympics added a new sport to the list this year. One of my personal favorites. Soccer. Terrestrial soccer, though. Not that zero-G stuff. Or, I guess, football, depending on what part of Earth you're from. It's really crazy that we still haven't settled on a single name after 500 years. We were able to watch the subspace feed of Earth versus Andoria. It was a great game, even though it ended in a 0-0 draw. Man of the match, the Enar Keeper from Andoria. Earth dominated possession for most of the match and really looked to be the better team overall, but it was absolutely wild watching a sightless keeper make save after brilliant save.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Captain's Log Supplemental. My name is Stanford. I am joined this week, as in all weeks, by my producer, Mariah.
Hi. Hi there.
And by our lovely co-hosts, Rob and Chris.
Hello.
Hey there. Happy Father's Day, Stanford.
Aw, happy Father's Day, Chris. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a father, and you're a father, but I am also a godfather now. So I have an extra layer of responsibility because
I'm a godfather.
The
Act like godfathers do something.
The catbird I've been feeding on my porch has 3 babies that he brought to us today. And so now I have so many more mouths to feed, but they are very cute.
Let me tell you what, too, these babies, they don't do shit. They come flying in. They can fly. Okay?
They can fly.
These babies can fly. They fly onto the porch. They see the food. They look at the food. And then they scream at their parents to put the food into their pie hole.
Literally, Whiskers.
Yeah.
Whiskers, the name of the catbird is Whiskers and Mrs. Whiskers and his children. Whiskers has to, pick the food up from beneath the bird and put it into its mouth. And, if a catbird could look exasperated, he definitely would.
Mummy, feed me, mummy.
Yeah,
feed me, mummy.
So it's baby bird season, and as a PSA to everyone, if you see a baby bird, just leave it. It's probably waiting for its parent to come bring it some food.
Yeah, I was mowing the other day, and there's a baby blue jay.
Oh, God!
He was just chilling out in the yard. He hopped away. He wasn't quite flight ready yet, so he hopped away, but yeah.
But Chris is like, I ain't moving, man. My line's got to be straight.
I did stop because I didn't want to get attacked by a blue jay because blue jays are dickholes. But
oh man, do you know what the good thing about catbirds is? They fuck up blue jays. I have seen Whiskers and his wife go to fucking town on blue jays. So they've actually been keeping the blue jays out of our yard in a weird way. Now the blue jays just go to the top of the tree and fight the hawks because I don't understand.
They're psychotic.
I don't understand how bird hierarchy works.
And the hawks just sit there and scree. Like, they don't do anything.
Yeah, they just take it. There's well, I guess this is my life.
I'm honestly surprised that you don't root more for the Blue Jays, Stanford, because they're the Corvid family, aren't they?
He used to love them.
I do like the Blue Jays in general, but I'm not a fan of them fucking with our hawks. And the catbird is something I'm actually getting a connection with, so fuck them Blue Jays. It's just funny that in the bird world, shit rolls uphill, as it turns out. So
I did. I just today I saw just a tiny ass bird harassing a large predator bird as they were flying.
It's amazing seeing those tiny birds fly around the predators. Yeah, they don't mess around.
And the predator's just knock it off, God. Come on, hit it.
That's what I don't get. It's aren't you gonna eat it? What are you doing?
I just do want to express a thank you to the 2 of you for holding down the fort last week. 2 weeks ago. Appreciate
that's right.
that. Yeah, disability stuff. It's fun. I'm not going to make everybody uncomfortable with any more details, but don't break your neck. It sucks. I
need to say though, you two sounded like an NPR podcast.
The first question I asked Mariah was was it better without me?
It was very calm. And just very cordial conversation. No one got really upset about anything.
sounds boring.
I don't know if there was any cursing at all.
Sounds real boring. I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
It was very calming.
That's pretty funny.
Oh man. So let's see. Chris, you can go next, but I'm gonna tell you how my Father's Day was.
Sure.
We went and saw the He-Man movie today. Now, I have not seen any He-Man except for the YouTube meme with Four Non-Blondes song, right? Classic meme. Anyways, that was relevant for the movie because movies today are awesome and make great references, but I didn't know what was going on, but it was awesome. Like, the movie was great. It started with this like rock opera energy, and the whole time I'm like, this feels like a long Queen song. Yeah, it turns out the music production was by Brian May, the guitarist from Queen. So like that made a lot of sense at the end of the movie. But like it kept this like guitar going the whole movie. Like, that was the energy this movie had the whole time. And it was kind of awesome. And then at the end, the ending credits, fucking bespoke song for the movie by The Darkness.
Oh,
hell
excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't have any allegiance to He-Man because I didn't watch any of that stuff. So, like, I thought it was pretty good. They were making fun of Fisto and Ram Man
but like, look, like it's fucking He-Man. Like, who's taking He-Man that seriously? Like,
but the movie was taking it not seriously on purpose, and it was fucking funny.
But that's perfect.
Right.
I think He-Man was the series. Like, if I remember correctly, they made the series like to sell action figures. Like they originally were the action figures, and then the series came out to support sales of the action figures. Like, the action figures all came with like a little book kind of explaining the lore behind each character. And then like, I think that was the series where the lead creator felt he was being stifled by corporate. So he went and made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles instead.
Amazing.
Interesting.
If that's the case. That's incredible. Yeah, no, I remember watching the cartoon as a kid. I watched that a bit. I don't remember hardly. I remember Skeletor, and I remember
Skeletor.
The fucking like green tiger thing.
Cringer, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the movie's rated PG-13, so there's like swearing and shit in it. It's like a great movie. I had a great time. And I guess like as I understand it, the movie is not being well received.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised.
Genuinely, I'm not sure what the issue is. It was at least fine. Like, it had a plot, it was ridiculous in a good way, and it was actiony, and there was good CG and shit. Like, what are people looking for from movies at this point?
Fair.
And I guess, like, and maybe I'm biased because I think that, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, and especially, like, Thor Ragnarok, have set a tone for, like, these older fashioned like cartoons and comics and things where like you had advanced spacefaring civilizations, but also they were using swords and shit for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
They set an aesthetic for that stuff in a modern like live action sense. And that is what this movie had too. And I'm here for it. I love that aesthetic so much. So, like, this movie kept that, and it was awesome. It was great. It was a great movie.
Don't let the haters keep you from giving it a chance.
Yeah, fuck those haters. And then I had Vietnamese for dinner, so it was a pretty good day.
Nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, we didn't do too much. Got to went to barbecue for lunch, so that was delicious. Had some nice bird ends. Fantastic.
Where do you, I assume you go to you're in Columbia. Do you go to a local joint?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good barbecue place by us that we frequent. Well, I mean, frequent. When I want barbecue, that's where we go.
Right.
But they do good stuff. Weirdly, they had I was looking on the walls, and it's a barbecue place, so they got a bunch of weird shit on the walls. But they also had a local newspaper article about how Bill Nye visited this barbecue place in Columbia, Missouri, weirdly.
Fucking, that's big news to a town like Columbia, yeah.
So I thought that was funny. But we did that, and Lauren's dad's visiting in preparation for their move back here to Columbia. So we we all went to lunch, and then they did some stuff, and I just kind of chilled and playing games and whatnot. So It's a good time.
Cool. Yeah, we used to go to a place in Kansas City called the Smokestack, which became like a bigger deal and kind of went corporate in a way, like after we left. So like you can actually order Smokestack like nationally now. So I don't know how many restaurants they have, but back when we used to go, it was like a local joint. It was good as shit.
Yeah, there's more like we've got a couple barbecue places around here. There's like a chain place, and then there's like a couple like local barbecue places that are pretty good.
Awesome. So happy Father's Day to all of those who celebrate. The last thing I wanted to say, well, two things. One, we watched the original Mario movie on
like the 80s one.
Yeah.
1993, baby.
Oh god, it was 93, Jesus.
92, okay. 93, somewhere in there. Boy, like,
does not hold up.
It's fun. No, it's fine.
Hold up.
It holds up exactly as much as I expected to, because my memory of the movie is that like this movie's fucking weird. And guess what? That movie is fucking weird.
Actually, and that movie just uncomfortably predicted a lot of things, like the Twin Towers disappear at one point in this movie.
What?
Yeah.
Ryan's really perseverating on the sequence.
I really am. It really
Towers.
made me uncomfortable. Like,
that's weird to me.
Yeah.
But like, Koopa's based on Donald Trump, and his leadership is very similar to the actual Donald Trump's.
Right. So there was a lot of that kind of like those connections that I was like, ooh.
So you know what's funny is like I was thinking about this the other day. I would like those types of movies. Like there's like so many types of movies like that just don't get made anymore these days.
Well, you mean like, the ones where we make fun of specific people in the world?
Well, I mean partially, yes, but like everything is like based off an IP now, or like has to have mass appeal.
Right,
like,
right,
you don't
right.
just get these fucking weird ass movies that
you don't get these movies that aren't based on an IP like Mario. Which is so funny because at the end of that movie, they were definitely pitching sequel. Like they were like, we're definitely getting a sequel for this bitch.
But like, like they're just like these like weird niche movies, you know what I mean?
Well, apparently wasn't Nintendo like mad that they did that movie or something?
Not that I could find. Apparently the creators like this movie would have done better if they'd done a little less. The creator of it was a Morimoto, or I forget the guy's name. He's like, man, this movie probably would have done better if they had stuck a little less to the actual like Mario lore and really explored the space on their own. And I'm like, motherfucker, did you watch the same movie as me?
Miyamoto.
He was really craving like the Toad Mario sexual tension that they left out of that one.
He did a good Yoshi tonguing.
Although, what's so funny is that movie holds the two accolades. One, it is John Leguizamo's like movie debut.
Fucking John Leguizamo's
who's gone on to have quite a career. And two,
he's Luigi. He's Luigi Mario.
Yeah. And two, that is considered the first feature-length movie adaptation of a video game, period.
Crazy.
Which is wild.
Wasn't there like a Galaga movie back in the 80s?
All right, I'm about to Google something, and if this doesn't exist, Rob, I'm going to be mad.
What?
A Galaga movie sounds like the kind of thing that I would watch the fucking shit out of.
Oh, never mind. It doesn't exist.
I was just saying, like,
Gattaca.
I remember like a Last Starfighter.
Maybe I'm thinking
movie
Gattaca.
that was like.
You're
inspired.
probably thinking of Last Starfighter, which is
yes.
Yeah. Hey,
that's what I just said.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I was sorry. I was saying it in an agreement tone, but I realized it made it sound like I took credit for it. I was not taking credit. I was like, oh yeah, Last Starfighter, which, by the way, pretty good movie. Like I like that movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I
movie.
haven't watched it in forever, but
I watched it with Liam, and he seemed to like it too. Oh, and the other thing that I want to say is that we are getting so many more ears on the podcast thanks to the It's Probably Not Alien shout out. So I do want to appreciate that. Thank you very much to those who are listening now. We've gotten like hundreds of downloads in the last couple of weeks.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Goddamn.
Glad to have you.
So thank you. I say it at the beginning. I say it at the end. Please do give us a rate, give us a review, give us 5 stars. We're 5-star people. You know the deal. We are also still like a fairly light listener podcast. So if you would like to send me an email, I will answer questions directly because I don't get a lot of emails. Our email address is podcls and then the number 3, podcls3 @gmail.com. So if you send me an email, I will respond. If you send me a mean email, I will cry and then respond.
Could you cry on air though? I feel like that would really make it worth it.
God damn, I probably could pull that off if I wanted to.
I can help make that happen.
Oh God!
You hear it here, folks. Stanford's wife will make him cry if you write him a mean email. So do that.
What the mean email will make me cry? I don't need her to help. Jesus Christ! She knows how to really stab me.
Yeah.
I don't know why that reminded me of this, but I actually watched one complete train video on TikTok, and now TikTok thinks I'm autistic. So many train videos in my fucking feed now. So, all right. So, anyways, let's get to this episode. This episode is episode 3 of season 3. Yeah, that's right. Called Shuttle to Kenfori. Is it? Wait. It's season 3, right? Yeah, episode 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't here for episode 2, so my notes are a little discombobulated. Called Shuttle to Kenfori. Do you have a trivia for this right off the bat there, Christopher?
So the planet Kenfori is a reference to the actor Kenfori.
Okay, well, I didn't sing a goddamn song. I asked you a yes/no question.
Yes.
Okay. When there's some trivia you can't miss. It's a fun fact with Chris.
So the planet Kenfori is a reference to the actor Kenfori. He is well known for his work in horror and zombie movies, most notably Dawn of the Dead and the remake Dawn of the Dead from 2004, The Devil's Rejects, and The X-Files.
Did you get the other reference out of the title?
Oh, I didn't have another one. What was it?
There's a Korean zombie movie, I think. It's called Bus to Hanoi or something like that. I don't know if it's Hanoi. I don't want to accidentally be racist there. But I'm not good at geography. But it's Bus
Hanoi's
to
in Vietnam, isn't it?
That might be. Yeah. I believe it said a Korean one. So it's probably a different Korean city that started with H. But it was Bus to and then a Korean city name. Is also the reference that this episode title is apparently making.
Gotcha.
Before the
Busan.
cold open. Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Train to Busan.
Busan. Yeah. Starts with an H. Yes, fine.
Yeah.
trains
Also not a bus.
Buses.
Before the cold open, there was an ad for there's apparently an Among Us TV show coming out, which
of course there is.
Didn't not look funny. I'm going to be honest. I might watch that with Liam because Liam loves Among Us.
Yeah. I saw that on last week's. I was going to bring it up, but I was like, oh man, we're not really, it's not all 3 of us.
Oh yeah, last week was yeah. But anyways, after the recap that I didn't watch, we got a captain's personal log. And he's talking about how Batel's leaving and she needs to get back to her own ship and everything's fine. So then when he walks in, he finds Batel just passed the fuck out in his fucking quarters. Dude, cut to the sickbay where the dialogue was basically somehow the Gorn tissue returned.
Yes, due to the plot device,
right.
The Gorn tissue is back.
And I'm a little annoyed because, I feel like they could have handled this better because it did feel very we need a reason to put them on this planet. Let's quickly, bullet point check off a list of, concerning plot points real quick so that we can scurry them off to the zombie planet.
I haven't seen them yet.
It wasn't... It wasn't it was the dialogue here was kind of chunky and it was just that even the actors looked kind of awkward. It just wasn't a well done scene.
I mean, honestly, you could probably apply it to this whole episode, but continue.
Yeah, I was going to say this whole episode could just be considered a series of checkboxes that the writers ticked off.
Well, I wasn't going to tip my hand this early on when I was reviewing the episode. But anyways, because Patel needs to get the Gorn out of her or whatever, she Mbenga says we need a chimera flower. Mbenga and Spock are we're going to go down to this planet where the chimera flower is. The planet is in a no-go zone. Basically, when the war ended, the Federation and the Klingons were we don't want this shit planet. So we'll just leave that out as part of the deal. And so no one's allowed to go there. Pike says, absolutely not, Spock, you're not going. And Patel says, yeah, because Pike's kind of a hero dick that way. So he's going to obviously want to go.
She wasn't wrong.
So she was right. Pike and Meg are going to go down to the planet. Up on the bridge, Una's in charge. Fortunately, she had some time to squeeze this duty shift in before the wedding she was going to this afternoon because her hair is all done up. Yeah.
So I read some background on this, and apparently this was to help with the later low gravity scene where they're all floating about.
That makes sense, actually. That tracks really hard, actually. Good call.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting.
Because you're the one.
Yeah, like a lot of the other women bridge members all have short hair already.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually it's interesting because this was one of the first times no gravity in Star Trek has only happened like 3 times because like budgetarily it was used to be very expensive to do.
Mm-hmm.
It also didn't make sense in this episode, but it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
So anyways, they pop into a dust cloud, and by dust cloud, they mean just straight up asteroids. Like, they're just huge.
Big ass rocks.
The size of the fucking ship. Ortegas is flying. She's being quippy. She makes a thing about, like you can give her, because she flies successfully through these asteroids. Everyone's like, good job, Ortegas. And Ortegas is like, you can give me accolades or compliments or tips, which, again, the, mild little jokes about money make no sense in a post-money society.
Right.
And so it every time it bothers me. I know, like that's a nitpick, but it's been like 200 years since they don't have money anymore. They don't know what tips are. So, and then, so in the shuttlecraft, Pike is flying and Mbenga and Pike reminisce about a thing we never see because that's fun. That's good.
That was just filler dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so wonderful to hear, to listen to this wonderful thing that sounds like it would have been fun to watch, but whatever. Mbenga's like, by the way, there could be mines. And it reminded me like, does the Federation have mines? And then it's like, oh yeah, they have blade mines.
Yep.
Oh, there's those, and then of course there's like when they mined in DS9, they mined the wormhole entrance, right? For during the Dominion War.
I didn't know they did that.
Oh yeah, there was like a whole like episode series about it. Yeah,
dude, there are so many episodes. DS9 is the one other than TOS, which I haven't seen all the way through. DS9 I've seen through like once, so I don't have as good of a memory on that one.
Mm.
Plus, they all kind of merge together because like. It's DS9.
But, hey, DS9's great.
Yeah, but like 30% of it is bottle shows because it's a space station.
Sure. The later seasons are the ones that.
And then after that, it's Rumpelstiltskin and that weird hologram board game thing.
Alamarine.
See, you guys. Oh shit. As they get closer to the planet, they get a Klingon warning. Because the Klingons are like, you want to stay the fuck away from this planet. And Mbenga and Pike are like, oh, it's fine. It's totally fine. And we cut to the opening. Act 1, we're in a jungle where they're getting absolutely no signs of animal life whatsoever. Pike says, hey, did you see that lake that we flew over? And Mbenga's like, it'd be perfect for fly fishing. Except for the fact that, Mbenga, you just said there's no animals whatsoever on this planet. Like, what? As they're going, Mbenga's tricorder picks up a reading. Pike's like, is it life? And he's like, it's the opposite of life. I'm like, what's the opposite of life? And it was a dead Klingon, yeah. And they're like, well, he wasn't shot by a phaser. It looks like his ribcage was ripped open. Although, couldn't a ribcage be ripped open after he got killed? I don't know.
So, like, the weird thing here is they say that it's the opposite of death, right? And there's this corpse that is clearly rotting away, right? There's no life on this planet.
No, there is life. There's no fauna. Like, bacteria don't count. There's no fauna, like large animals.
Man,
don't
I don't
you
like
feel
that.
Stupid now, Rob? God.
Yeah, come on, man. That's a different kingdom.
But like, we talk about the search for extraterrestrial life all the time today, and they're like, we'll take anything. We'll take bacteria. That's good for us.
Yeah, well, and he was saying like, because Pike even said like, how is a planet this rich in flora have no fauna? And Mega's like, fucking shrug. I'm a doctor, not a fucking ecologist or whatever. He doesn't say that, but man, he should have. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, he should have.
But so yeah, so I assume the tricorders are not going off every time a bacteria floats by, or else those motherfuckers would be going off all the goddamn time. They get to this facility that they're trying to look for because I guess the facility has these chimera flowers they're looking for. The door's barricaded from the inside, which should have been a clue, but they didn't give a shit. There's some spoopy noises as they're looking around this thing. But they do find the flowers. And
they put on their
hold on. I got a whole thing. And Benga, because he is a proper scientist and medical doctor, puts on his PPE of very thick rubber gloves and a bandito bandana that he places across his fucking face and says, "Be careful. Make sure you're wearing this." I don't know what these motherfuckers were thinking when they used the bandana as the like prop for a face mask, because that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I know. They came from like a fully outfitted medical facility.
We've seen gas masks on this show. Like,
right. Well, and like Mbenga like already knew like, oh yeah, by the way, we have to put masks on when we handle these flowers. They could be dangerous. So like, why didn't they plan for this?
Yeah, and later also, in this episode, Spock is wearing full PPE like a whole hazmat suit.
Right. And like, I understand they're in civvies, I guess, because in case they get captured, they don't want to be immediately identified as Starfleet. But also, you're a human. They're going to assume you're in Starfleet.
Hey, wait, yeah, they weren't in uniform, were they? They were also on a Starfleet shuttle, so like...
Okay, third thing that bothered me about this scene, when they find the fucking leg in the wall, and they pull it out, and Benga's holding it in the hand that doesn't have the glove on.
Amazing.
So anyways, the blossoms grow on dead people, it turns out, which is very cool. Back up on the ship, they're scanning the dust belt and they get kind of a weird reading and they're like, that's probably nothing. Let's move on. And Ortegas is like, wait, Una, I've got a gut feeling. And so they take the literal 3 seconds to push the try harder button, and it tells them it's a Klingon ship. Now, I'm not sure why that wasn't part of the standard scan to begin with, since it took literally no time. But anyways, there's a Klingon battlecruiser here, and we get a weirdly long camera hold on this battlecruiser as a Klingon dragonfly shuttle goes down to the planet.
Yeah, did you know the Klingons use ornithopters?
Yeah, it's straight out of Dune. I'm not sure what the visual effect point there was, because we've seen Klingon shuttles before and they weren't that, were they?
Nope.
No, they were not.
Anyways, down on the planet, they get their flowers. They're like, let's get the fuck out of here, because there's some more spoopy noises. Then they hear the Klingon shuttle fly overhead. They look out the window, and Mbenga says, it's possible they don't know about us. And then the shuttle blows up their shuttle, and it's very funny to me.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
That was best part of the whole episode.
And man, are these Klingon uniforms fucking dumb looking.
So Act 2, man, these Klingon uniforms are dope as shit. That is not my note here. They are, yeah, I don't know why they were wearing like gold-plated color guard uniforms, but it's just a little odd.
It reminded me of, do you remember, oh God, I think it was when Picard was Picard on trial in a Klingon?
He was like Worf's, he wasn't on trial, he was like defending Worf.
Yeah, well, he was Worf's counsel, I think. Yeah, because he had to he kept making mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, like it reminded me of like the super fancy Klingon outfits from that episode.
Because I mean, the real reason is because we need the episode to keep happening. But because Starfleet doesn't know how tactics work, the Klingons make their way through single file through a door, and then after they get into the room, Pike and Mbenga open fire to try to shoot them, but miss a bunch. because they decided not to just shoot them as they were walking through the door.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in this scene, their first tactical mistake was not being on the ceiling. Let's be real.
You're not wrong. I mean, M'Benga and Pike had time to get up on the ceiling. Like the Klingons had to land. They had to get their booties on. I don't know what the Klingon like egress policies are, but they're pretty good, I'm sure. Anyways, we get 3 Klingons that show up. This lady Klingon who's clearly in charge, and these 2 dude Klingons who are not in charge. And they're definitely going to die. Spoilers. They have a little firefight down here in the lobby, and then Pike and M'Benga haul ass upstairs. They get to
hold on. They don't fight in the lobby. They move their way up to that room with like the grain or whatever. That's where they fight. That's where they start shooting.
Oh, that's where didn't they exchange shots in the first part? Oh, they didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they heard them coming and they're like, "Oh, we got to skedaddle." So they ran.
Okay. They
upstairs.
Yeah.
Instead
into
of
the
like
creepy
finding
grain
another
field.
exit.
So yeah, they go into this corridor that has wheat growing in it for some reason. Even though everything's made of metal. Like, I understand it's the apocalypse and whatnot, but how's grain grown out of fucking metal?
Well, that was they were talking about how it was like a engineered grain that was like a super grain. So it was something they were growing, but it was like a weird room for it.
It's also been like a year since the Klingon War.
That was my other main issue because it was way too overgrown for how long it's been.
I didn't even think of that. You're right. It has only been like, well, I guess it's been 2 seasons of this show. So what, like 2 years tops?
Not long.
I would be surprised if it was even that long.
Right. Yeah, wait. Yeah, no, because Spock is the one who helped start the negotiations for the end of the war at the end of the first season. Yeah, it's been a fucking year. Hey, yeah. What? This building's really fucked up for only having been a year.
So
anyways,
it's occupants.
So they go upstairs and they have a firefight in the wheat field. Then the Klingons stop shooting. So instead of staying behind cover and waiting, M'Benga walks forward so that he can be ambushed by the Klingons that obviously just kind of came forward and snuck up on them or whatever. But luckily for Pike and M'Benga, the zombies show up and start eating the Klingon. Back up on the Enterprise, we once again fail to suspend Patel in a transporter buffer while she's dealing with issues. Spock comes in and is like, I can do a mind meld and maybe it'll help with your pain. And my note is Ethan Peck can touch my face. It's fine with me. And then okay. I know that okay. I know I'm hyperbolic, and I know that I tend to get ragey. And I know I've said a lot that XYZ is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in Star Trek. But Spock getting the Predator Gorn vision from the mind meld was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in Star Trek.
It was pretty bad.
It's like there's been a couple of situations up through the rest of Strange New Worlds where Spock has screamed.
Which I don't mind that.
Like raging against the Gorn the first time they see them in season 1, like on that snowy planet where Hemmer dies. That's the only time where it's been played seriously. Everything since then has been for jokes. And then they tried to be serious here again, but I still laughed when it happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say my note was here that Spock gets Gorn interference in his mind.
Yeah, so basically the mind meld turns into you, me, and you, and a Gorn named Hugh as like a Gorn mind is also talking into the thing and converts Spock to Gorn vision for a second. Spock fucks up that sexy orderly.
That's all right. The Chapel pimp snaps him
and then
right
and then Chapel just slaps him and he's fine. I was like, you want to apologize to that dude you fucked up? Which, to be fair to the show and the writers, he does apologize on his way out, although it is kind of a half-assed apology.
Sorry, I threw you across the room, Ensign.
Up in the briefing room, we're having an all hands meeting. Scotty shows up because Pelia doesn't feel like going to meetings because her actor, I guess, wasn't booked for this season or for this week. Plus we're trying to work Scotty into the show more, I guess.
Yeah.
Spock's like, well, we got this slow path. It'll take us about 4 hours to get to the planet. This fraction of impulse in order to safely get there. And Lon's like, yeah. And then Ortegas is like, 4 hours doesn't work for me because I guess she's got like a date later. I don't know. It's a weird way to say that line. But basically Ortegas is like, no, we need to save them now. Fuck the Klingons. Fuck the peace. Fuck everything. We need to go save Pike and Omega.
Yeah, I feel like they did it that way just to like make her sound the most disrespectful as possible.
Yeah, well, although like later in my notes, it's like, wow, Ortegas was mouthy to a commanding officer? What a shock, because she's been like that the whole time.
Yeah, but not in like the same way though.
Right, because sometimes she agrees with you.
But like, she has been blatantly racist to basically every single non-human like species they've come across so far, right? Like, this is absolutely her MO.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, so I guess like their communications and stuff are being kind of disrupted, and they've got some kind of transponder signal that they can see are active from Pike and Omega, but they can't like figure out what's going on the planet. I guess their sensors can't detect the disruptor fire that blew up the shuttle. I don't know. The plot driven necessity of Starfleet sensors is always fucking great. After Ortegas leaves, Lon's like, Ortegas is being kind of a bitch, and Una's like, well, you would understand that, Lon, because you're also a cantankerous bitch. And Lon's like, true, it's true.
Fair cut.
Back down on the planet, apparently tricorders don't have a setting for the undead. They just can't pick them up. So, although I don't know, I feel like tricorders pick up movement all the time, but I guess not undead movement.
You just said it yourself. Sensors are plot driven.
Yeah, fair enough. One of the better things that the writers have done in this episode is at least they made this a universe where people have actually heard of the concept of zombies, because like zombie movies where no one's ever heard of a zombie is the worst thing that all zombie movies do. Because Pike's like, for lack of a better term, zombies, and Omega's like, don't call them that. They were Starfleet officers and stuff.
Yeah, but they're fucking zombies.
Apparently they are gross plant zombies because they're like moss or something.
Right, they're genetically engineered moss.
And this is where Pike finds out that the real goal of getting this flower is so that, I guess Batel can make the Gorn in her body a nice flower cake to allow the Gorn to be peaceful so that they can live together in genetic harmony. Pike is not thrilled with that plan.
Yeah. And he's being a bitch about it.
He is kind of, and also there's this level of like, I understand the tension they are trying to pull here, but like, Batel is an adult capable of making decisions about her own body. Pike, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I didn't like this at all in this episode. Like this whole like, I don't know, it just like made it seem like Pike viewed her as like, I don't know, property?
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
It was very much so like, I can make all of the correct decisions for you kind of thing.
And speaking of correct decisions, so they throw a phaser and make it a grenade, which is always hilarious to me.
Yes, let's throw away this weapon we have.
Right, to blow up, 6, 7 zombies? Like, you could have shot those zombies.
Not a single one.
No, it actually evaporated a bunch near them and then blew the other ones back away from them.
God, I didn't even notice that. I saw them all hit the deck and then get back up again.
Yeah, but then there was like 12 more right behind them.
They were right behind them.
What the fuck's the point?
Anyways, the Klingons showed up. These are apparently the only Klingons who don't have swords because the one guy's disruptor runs out of disruptor juice and the zombies start eating his ass. And then Why do I have that Klingon fighter is so dumb looking? Oh, that's the Ornithopter.
Yeah.
The lady Klingon and Pike and Mbenga head to the roof. Fortunately, there is a handy dandy roof force field thing up here.
So hey,
Question here.
Yeah.
Question here. So they landed. They entered the building on the bottom floor.
Yeah, that's a. Oh wait, hold on. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I'm tracking so far what you mean. So they were outside of the building on the ground, and they walked in through the front door. Right. Continue.
When the fuck did the shuttle get up there?
Hey, Chris. Shut your fucking mouth. How about that? Because
yeah, just so we're clear.
Yeah, they landed on the roof, took the fire escape down, I guess, and then went through the front door. You know, the tactically sound position. And I will say, it's not like they couldn't have taken other doors, because every door on the roof is gaping open. Like we know, the zombies make it through them just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, there's a roof force field for no fucking reason. Like, why is this force field here?
Yep.
Because clearly this wasn't the first time somebody had been chased up the fucking building by zombies.
You know, it would have been more cliche, but a more interesting story if the zombies were intentional.
What do you mean? Like as a weapon?
Sure, or like it was a side effect that the Federation knew about and was trying to cover up. Right? Rather than just kind of this incidental thing that's kind of happening.
Sure.
Because like then it would make sense because like as I understand it, nobody ran up to this roof to hide from these zombies because the zombies all ate each other like right away. Like there was no Federation rescue to this planet.
Nope.
Anyways, Pike and Mbenga are like, yo, we should work together. And so the Klingon lady stabs Pike in the knee, and it was awesome.
He's like, oh, I should have seen that one coming.
He did, Joe. He was like, yep, that was my bad. And it turns out that this is the daughter of that dude that Mbenga just straight up murdered.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh shit, she's here for revenge.
Psych.
Well,
yeah, hold on. We'll get there. Back up on the Enterprise during Act 3. The Enterprise is slowly drifting by the Klingon battlecruiser, trying to look like space dust. Fortunately, and I know we all know this. Fortunately, the Klingons don't have fucking windows on their fucking spaceship. So this works until like they're going almost too fast. And so they're like, we need you to slow down. And Ortegas's console makes like sad slowing down noises, which is very funny. But then it also made like speeding back up noises that no one else on the bridge apparently heard, even though you could definitely hear them. I think this is where the Klingon cruiser suddenly starts kind of sniffing them out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Down on the planet, it turns out the Klingon lady is actually not mad that Mbenga is not mad that Mbenga killed her father because she loves her father and needs revenge on Mbenga. No. She's mad that Mbenga got to kill her father.
Before she could.
Because she wanted to do it, yes.
Right, that's how she would have regained her honor.
Right, is by killing her father because her father was an asshole.
A traitor and a war criminal or whatever.
Right.
Because Klingon honor bullshit.
The fact that Klingons have a word for war criminal is interesting.
Yeah. The what constitutes as honorable in Klingon society is very hit or
they're
miss.
they're like Federation censors. It's whatever is convenient for the plot.
Exactly.
Okay, so back up on the Enterprise, Ortegas is being mouthy about like we gotta go, and she's got this plan to like warp jump straight into the atmosphere of the planet or whatever. Fine, sure, whatever. And she's being mouthy, and everyone's like, "How dare you, Ortegas, be mouthy? Even though you've done that since literally the first time you were introduced." But finally, the Klingons like obviously detect them, put their shields up, and Una's like, "Fine, let's do it your way, Ortegas." Down on the planet, we're getting a death duel. Act 4. Them fighting
Star Trek duels are always the dumbest.
Always stupid. Always stupid. Anyways, this one was elevated because they're fighting inside like a shield pen surrounded by zombies. It looked like a Street Fighter level. So,
You're right.
which is like,
oh my god!
Like, all right, I mean, I would play this Street Fighter level. This is fucking badass.
Also, I feel like they missed out because, like, how did nobody get forced up against the force field while zombies are chomping at their back? Like, come on.
Yeah, that sounds expensive. Is what that effect sounds very expensive. So they do a ribbon fight, and by ribbon fight, I mean they hold a ribbon and then fight. I'm not even being silly. That's exactly what happened.
More of a leather strap, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Soaked in the blood of her
father? Yeah.
What was it?
It was soaked in her father's blood, and then now it'll be soaked in the blood of whoever loses. Although, the weird thing about this ribbon fight is, like, it's not, like, tied to them. They're just kind of holding it. I don't know.
Yeah, they're just gonna, like, wrap it loosely around their wrists, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and it becomes a game of who can use the ribbon the most aggressively.
And for the third variable function that is required for plot, after Starfleet sensors and Klingon honor, is Klingon physical strength. Because, like, we know
like
Klingons are
strength.
super strong compared to humans, but Mbega, this girl or this lady are just going at it. Like, there's no strength disparity
He
whatsoever.
didn't even have time to take his super soldier juice.
No, he didn't. And later, she straight up crushes a human skull with her foot. So she's definitely got the strength. She just doesn't use it on Mbenga, I guess. It's over too quick as she uses her nunchucks, you know? Anyways, Mbenga wins the fight, although during the fight, the shield generator takes a hit, because of course it does, because that was too perfect of a solution for their dumb problem. So Mbenga wins the fight. It dishonors her again by not, like, killing her. He just, like, mimes sliding the knife across her throat. And she's fucking furious about this. She is not happy. Let's see. Back up on the ship. They were going faster than light towards this planet that they were basically in orbit of. But anyways, it's going to take a while to get there because we have countable seconds to be like, it's going to take us about 4 seconds to get, like, there's dialogue going on while they're at warp. Because writers don't know how long things take. They jump in, and I know this is a dumb question, but, like, warp and impulse are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Why were they going a speed? Like, why didn't they stop and then go to warp so that when they came out of warp, they were still stopped?
That's a good question.
Because, like, then you wouldn't have this thing where you're going into the atmosphere at a bajillion miles an hour.
Well, like, and theoretically, if you're at warp, you're not moving. You're just bending space-time around you.
Right.
So, like, there shouldn't be a maintained velocity when you pop out of warp again.
Well, how about you both shut the fuck up about it and move on?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Fine. Anyways, so they start burning up. Back down the planet. What's her face pulls out a Klingon battle whip.
Right? Where the fuck was that?
Yeah, where was this the whole goddamn time? And then another gun, because she had another one apparently. And then she's like, I got this shit. And she, like, distracts the zombies so that they can get away on the shuttle.
I think the plot was trying to say it was not really about them getting away. It was more about she wanted to die honorably, I guess.
I think the idea, it was actually to let them get away. She was sacrificing herself for them, which would restore her honor.
I don't think that was implied.
That's what Mbenga said.
No, that's not what he said.
It was an honorable death is what she was seeking, and it was just like in combat. I don't think she gave a fuck about them.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know. My brain's got her tossing them the keys and being like, skedaddle, boys, I got this. Like, I don't know. So it would have been, okay, fine. My version's better, frankly. Like Klingon battle whip goes down a hero.
I would have preferred it if that had been what they intended. I just don't think that's what they were aiming for here.
Well, I'm a better writer than them. What can I tell you? There was me coping with how bad this fucking episode was. So my next note is, well, that was exciting because, like, there's just a lot of action-y shit that happens right here between the battle whip and them running for the shuttle. But then, like, the Enterprise is jumping in and Scotty's got to, like, figure out how to transport them while the shields are frying up in the atmosphere. But they get them up on board. They transport them up on board with the transporters, and then the Klingons shoot I assume a torpedo, although it also looks just kind of like a plasma ball thing. And then, like, they warp out before the torpedo gets to them, and it's very exciting. Then Pike tells Mbenga that he's totally fine with murder when his friends do it.
Yeah.
So my note was, or was it? Yeah. Pike says he won't say anything about Mbenga doing some light murdering. It's fine.
Like, and I'm not saying that the Klingon didn't deserve to die. I am saying that that's not how the Federation works, and supposedly, famously, Pike is a Boy Scout. Remember when they said that about him?
Shut
but
up.
He's just like, anyways, Mbenga, good job murdering that guy. I won't tell anybody. Your secret's safe with me. Tee-hee. There's gonna be a great icebreaker at the next corporate meeting. It's like 3 things you didn't know about me. I like to fly fish. I'm pretty good at making pancakes, and my best friend's a murderer.
What's the fly fishing one? He doesn't fly fish. That's Mbenga.
Oh, that's right. It was his two truths and a lie. Anyways, Una calls Ortegas in to be like, yo, hey, what the fuck? We heard you, like, we all heard you speed up the Enterprise and alert the Klingon battlecruisers, because the Enterprise famously has a noise it makes when it speeds up. Like, we all know how this works because we've been working on this ship for years. And Ortegas is like, we had to go save them. I'm not sorry. And I said, but your plan wasn't necessary, Ortegas. They were getting on a shuttle. And then, again, very rarely, to the writer's credits, Una says, that wasn't necessary. They were getting on a shuttle. You endangered everyone for no reason. And Ortegas is like, well, I didn't mean to. And like, yeah, Ortegas, we didn't think you meant to. That's not the point. We didn't think your thought process was, man, this is too safe. Like, let's go fuck some shit up. Like, anyways, she is given 2 weeks without from the duty roster, and she has to go talk to the warrant officer about chain of command, like, training. I don't know what the warrant officer is. I know what a warrant officer is. My dad is a warrant officer. Chief Kyle is a warrant officer. Who's the warrant officer? Because it sounds like a person who's, like, actually just like a lieutenant, but his job is warrant.
No. It's Chief Kyle, because as everybody knows, he's scary.
Fair enough. He may be the only warrant officer on this ship, because him and O'Brien are the only warrant officers in Starfleet. So
it's Chief O'Brien's dad.
Chief Kyle. He's from Ireland. Down in sickbay, again under full PPE, the Spock is working on the flower, and Pike's like, yo, bitch, don't be a Gorn person. And Bedell's like, hey, I'm sorry that my dying hurts your feelings, but it's my fucking body. That, by the way, my dying hurts your feelings is a direct quote from the show. So
yeah,
good job, Battelle. Because Battelle's like, it's not your fucking decision. And Pike's like, I know, whatever. Can we hug or something? And Battelle's like, yeah, fine, you little bitch. Like, so yeah, so it kind of gets like hand waved away. But as you were saying, Chris, I am not a fan of how Pike treated Battelle in their relationship in this episode. So
he just, I'll talk about it in the rating.
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold, and for our new listeners, if you're not familiar, Threshold is considered one of the worst episodes of Star Trek, although not the worst. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. So that is what we say is on a scale from 1 to 5, where 0 is threshold. What are we giving it this week? start with Rob since you have that thought.
Oh, man. I keep teetering between a 1 and a 2. And you know what? I think I'm just going to pull the trigger and give it a 1. This is by far the worst episode of Strange New Worlds we've seen so far. It suffers from the same problem that The Last Jedi did for me, storytelling wise, where like the entire middle is hunting down a MacGuffin that doesn't matter because it's a MacGuffin, but also just does nothing to advance the story. It doesn't give any interesting insights into the characters. The whole episode is just Pike being an infant. And I feel like they're just prepping to send off Ortegas so that they can bring in Sulu in season 5 at this point. And it's frustrating because they've got 2 more seasons where Ortegas is still going to be at the helm. So like, this just feels premature.
That's an interesting observation, given that she has 2 very her-centric episodes coming up.
Yeah.
In this season. So that's an interesting observation. I don't think you're wrong, but that is an interesting observation I hadn't thought of.
Yeah. Which, like, by the way, I don't know if you guys heard, they did cast Sulu and Bones already for season 5.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Do you know who's playing Bones?
No.
I guess you. Thomas Jane. He's the dude who plays the detective in Expanse.
Oh.
Oh wow. His character was like such a non-character after like season 1. Did he die? He died at some point.
He sacrificed himself at the end of season 1.
Yeah, okay, that would be why he didn't show back up, I guess. Dude, didn't someone remember him? Like someone was talking to him in their brain or something for a while.
Oh yeah, the main character. God, what's his name?
Yeah.
But yeah, when in the last season, it might have been the last 2 seasons, when he's like talking to the aliens.
Shit. Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the ratings.
All right, fine. All right, Chris. Back on. You were the kind of person that reminded the teacher that they were going to give us homework, aren't you?
No, I felt like we were drifting off topic here.
What? Us? No.
So yeah, I mean, it's a 1. It's like the writers like, we need to do a zombie episode, and they just totally warped everything around that for some reason, which I think is kind of the failing of a lot of season 3 is like they just decided they wanted to do this episode and didn't really have good plot lines into it. So it wasn't good. It was a 1.
God, you know what? That reminds me of something else I need to bring up. So this is not the first time in chronological order that Star Trek has had zombies in it.
Mm-hmm.
Vulcan Zombies was one of the best episodes of Enterprise.
I gave it a 5. I loved that episode.
It was a great episode.
But like, it was well done. It was a tight narrative. It kept things moving. The plots made sense. Like, it was just a good episode.
Yeah, and the zombies mattered. Like it.
Yeah.
God, this was a bad episode.
So I originally had 2 written down, but after having talked about it, I will also go to a 1 because I don't want to feel left out. But also, like, yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. It just wasn't good. Like, there
wasn't really any redeeming bits to it. Like the ones that I'm like 2, it's like, okay, it wasn't a good episode, but like this or this or this was fun or cool.
And I know I hit on it all the time, but I'm still so fucking mad that like, after the whole Mbenga's daughter and the transporter thing, that they're making a central concept the fact that a patient is running out of time medically.
Yeah.
Like, you have a solution to this problem that you used on this show, but they won't do it because obviously not. That's too easy of a solution. So the whole Batel Gorn thing, I don't like the Gorn anyways in this show. The whole Batel Gorn thing is just like, okay, can we let the Gorn go? I'm done. Can we move on? And no, the answer is no.
Yeah, it just feels like such false stakes.
Yeah, exactly.
And they keep bringing it back and just kind of like dangling it in front of Pike as this crisis that he needs to solve. And it's like I said, they turn him into an infant when he has to deal with this for some reason. And he's like, other than this, a consummate professional and a Boy Scout. Like, right. I just don't get it.
Yep. So, IMDb had it at a 3. So.
That is generous.
There you go.
That is generous.
And again, we theoretically might have new listeners. I have weighted the IMDb averages based on like the way, because we do 1 to 5 where IMDb is out of 10, I think. But then I weighted them based on like taking out the tops and bottoms and so on and so forth. So, that is how IMDb rated it. And yeah, they, I guess they like the pew-pews. So when we get back, we will have a deep dive. Welcome back. So we haven't done this in a while, so I thought that for today's deep dive, Stanford is going to get a little technical. I wanted to talk about phasers because I wanted to talk about disruptors, but you can't talk about one without the other. And we had some kind of fun phasery hijinks in this episode. So I'm going to tell you how Star Trek explains that phasers work. It doesn't. So, thanks everybody, and we'll be right back with a potpourri. No, okay. So it's they do a little bit more than that, but not much more. As far as anyone can tell, a charged bit of plasma goes towards the phase emitter, and then it makes a phaser. That's all anyone's been able to tell. Phasers have kind of an interesting history in Star Trek. If you two recall, when we were watching Enterprise, they did not have phasers. Do you remember what they did have?
Phase pistols.
Phase pistols.
Yeah.
Those are apparently a different thing. Now, the word phaser comes from the original series, and we're not stupid. It was the 60s. They had lasers. And they're like, it'd sound cool? A phaser? It sounds like laser with phase in it. Like, sure. Star Trek, the original series, never bothered explaining how a phaser worked because, like, everyone understood it was a future-y type of laser, and we're done. But, like, that's not interesting enough for modern audiences, of course. So, in Enterprise, we had the phase pistol. And in TOS, every once in a while, they do mention lasers and stuff. It's funny because, like, there's an episode of TNG where this, like, primitive civilization shoots at the Enterprise with lasers, and Riker's like, lasers? Fucking bitches. Like, it's so funny. His tone is so funny.
Look at these dum-dums.
Oh, fucking lasers. Let's just throw a spear at us, you little shitheads. Like, damn, Riker, fuck. Because they like didn't even get past their like navigational shields. Like it was just nothing. But because of the retconning from Enterprise to the phase pistols thing, the current understanding is that a phaser is actually a combination of phase pistols and lasers. That is now a phaser. They had to do this kind of retconning because Enterprise is not a good show. So they introduced the phase pistols because they wanted to do a phaser, but TOS already had lasers, and the phaser kind of shows up sort of in like the first season or whatever, but like some people in TOS are still using lasers. So Enterprise was like, well, we're not using lasers. That's lame. We're going to use phase pistols. And so they had to like do this weird retcon where it's like, obviously at some point we went back to lasers because they were cooler. And then someone figured out a way to combine the two into a phaser, kind of like a turboprop jet, I guess, and make the phaser. It's awesome. Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw this anywhere in any of your
a copious research. Sure.
Yeah, is phaser also an acronym?
It is not that anyone can find out. No.
Okay.
Yes, because as many of us know from science class where we keep several facts, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. You know, the fucking how plants photosynthesize. It's also laser is actually an acronym for light amplification through the stimulated emissions of radiation. Phaser is cool toy harmonic amplification through the stimulated emission of radiation. So
proton,
harmony,
proton, yeah, lasers. Wait, hold on. In the original series, because they are, I don't know, because everyone in the 60s was too busy taking benzos or whatever. there wasn't a consistency to how the phasers worked. So, like, I guess, you know what it is? Here's what it genuinely is. In the 60s, branding wasn't as big of a fucking deal. So, like, it's okay if this week Kirk's phaser makes a blue laser because that's what looks cool on this particular background that they're doing or whatever, right? Because they're drawing these phasers in after they shoot the scenes, right? But, like, in modern story, like visual storytelling, that branding is unacceptable. We have the Federation phasers make this color. The other lasers make this color. That's how people, how are you going to know what's going on unless the phasers have the same color? So in TOS, the phaser color changed almost weekly. They kind of leaned towards red and stuff, but sometimes they were green, sometimes they were blue, sometimes they were yellow, whatever the artist felt like drawing in that week, So the retconned, like, we got to find a reason for this because it's Star Trek, is that they were firing at different kinds of frequencies and shit, which is like a thing. Generally now phasers tend to, or at least Federation phasers, tend to fire in that like reddish orangish range. Mm-hmm. As we all know, the coolest phasers, literally and figuratively, are the Andorian ones because they're blue. So that's awesome. Phasers can do a bunch of different shit. They can lightly heat up some rocks so that you can warm yourselves. They can melt snow. They can cut through rocks and things if you need to make a tunnel. They can be triggered to overload and be thrown like a grenade, which, as silly as that is in this episode, this is not the first episode to do that. No. Yeah. It actually happened in TOS a couple times, it turns out. Actually, if I recall correctly, in the pilot of TOS, Pike did that. He set his phaser to overload, but then he deactivated it, right?
Yeah, I think they used it to
he did it.
Get into the mountain simulated facade or whatever.
He shot the mountain's facade, but then he was setting his phaser to overload as a way to try to kill he was threatening to kill himself because the Telosians wouldn't let him go.
Oh, that's right, because the freaking Una brought down the giant laser gun.
Yeah.
Mining laser thing. Oh,
the mining laser that took power beamed straight from the ship to shoot the fucking mountain. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So, there's also a bunch of different types of phasers, although the main three types are the type 1, which is the garage door opener phaser. The type 2, which is the pistol phaser. In TNG, they did the universal TV remote phaser as their type 2s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. The Dustbusters.
Gun-shaped ones.
Yeah. And then there are several kinds of type 3 phasers. There were the dumb ones that DS9 and Voyager had, which have these weird fork prong thing at the end. They're called compression phasers or some shit. It's stupid, but they look ridiculous. They look completely ridiculous. DS9 and later TNG also had the type 3 phasers, which look like the TV controller phasers, but with a longer handle that you could hold with two hands. It wasn't until late Voyager and First Contact where we got the badass phaser rifles that the Enterprise E had and shit. Those were the cool ones. The only one that anyone thinks is cool.
Is there a reason other than just prop design and familiarity, I guess, that phase rifles weren't more of a thing? Because the Makos had a rifle, a phase rifle.
Well,
but the phaser rifles never really took off.
As far as I can understand, the three different types of phasers have these differences, okay? The first type can have settings between lightly stun and vaporize entirely. The type 2s have a different spectrum from lightly stun to vaporize entirely. And the type 3s have a different spectrum of settings from lightly stun to vaporize entirely. So I'm not 100% sure why phaser rifles are required at all.
The only thing I can imagine would be like the purpose of those is just like more like charge potentially because it's just a bigger frame.
And that may be, but by the nature of Star Trek's episodic like television, we've never seen anyone actually run out of like phaser juice except like when the plot required, and it was irrespective of which one they were holding. Right? Yeah. So like maybe, like that makes sense. Maybe there's more batteries in the bigger one or whatever. Because the thing is, like, there's no kickback. You don't need more of your body to steady a rifle that shoots late light, you know?
I will say, though, the thing that always confused me about phasers is everyone is super accurate with them. Like, it's a handgun. I would much rather have the form factor of a rifle than a handgun if I was trying to shoot at any distance.
Actually, what the rifle does better than the handgun is it has a scope on it. Like, the laser goes in one line. That scope is 100% accurate at all times.
Right.
Yeah.
So just like, shoot them with the scope. But yeah phasers. I then also was interested in disruptors, and I was interested in disruptors because the Klingons have disruptors. There are several species that have disruptors. Do you all know some of the other ones off the top of your heads?
Romulans,
yep.
Yeah.
Them and the Klingons are the two big ones. There's one other really big one, and then there's one that like shows up a lot, but isn't as big of a major plot.
Cardassians have disruptors too, don't they?
Ooh, oh, okay. I'm sorry, I forgot about the Cardassians. Yeah, so yes, that one as well, and then the other two.
What do the Breen use?
That's the more minor one. The Breen use disruptors.
Okay.
And then there's one really big enemy that uses disruptors.
Borg?
That's right, the Borg.
Borg.
A phaser is effectively a laser that sounds cool. That's all a phaser seems to be, because there's no real explanation as to what they're doing other than like, they do call them particle weapons, so they are shooting some kind of particle radiation thing, but it's laser, whatever. Disruptors work differently. They emit some kind of thing, field, radiation, whatever, that disrupts the molecular bonds between atoms. So that's how they theoretically work. It is not explained why some disruptors have stun settings then, because like, I don't know how to be stunned by having my molecules ripped apart.
I mean, it would be stunning.
God, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, the thing that always killed me too is like the phasers that completely disintegrate somebody, like complete, like head to toe.
Yeah.
How does it know where their feet end? Like, why doesn't it just keep going?
The magic wand tool in Photoshop is really advanced in 25th century. Okay. Because they've definitely vaporized people that were literally touching other people, and they're like, fine. Yeah. I don't know. I've always wondered that myself. We don't talk about it. The disruptors are fun because, in like early Star Trek, they were called disruptors and stuff, but every once in a while, a race would be coming with these things called sonic disruptors, which do the same thing, but by using like focused sound waves.
Why does that sound worse?
Well, like it would be fine, except that this also happened to spaceships in space, so I'm not sure the writers in the 60s understood how sound worked. Because I don't know if you know this about space. No one can hear your sound disruptors.
Yeah, nothing for those sound waves to travel through.
Mm-hmm. So, and then obviously, like after the Type 3 phasers, we go up to the bigger ones, like ship-mounted ones are in like the 5s and 6s, and there's even bigger phasers and shit. The disruptors are used both as hand weaponry and mounted on, Klingon and Cardassian and Romulan vessels. I think I have always found it interesting, and I think like commendable that Star Trek has stuck with the idea that like there are different paths of similar technology, and that neither one is necessarily better or worse. They're just different. And so like it's cool that like the Federation and stuff kind of went towards phasers while the Klingons went towards disruptors. Like that's cool. That's a good flavor,
Sure.
That I think I appreciate.
I know that they may not be any different in the end result or the strength, but the Disruptors, especially the ones in Strange New Worlds, look cool as shit.
Oh yeah, the Klingon Disruptors always look fucking awesome.
Yeah, like when the one Klingon tonight was getting eaten by zombies, and their like leader girl just like shot him right in the head, and he just vaporized. Like that was fucking cool.
Badass, amazing. No notes.
Yeah.
Klingons are metal as fuck. So, yeah. So that's kind of how phasers work in at least the handheld phasers and disruptors. I'm not gonna get into like the fucking emitter arrays and shit on starships. That's a whole nother goddamn thing. But yeah. All right. And so we're gonna take another little break, and we will be back with some potpourri from Chris.
Welcome back, everybody. All right, so for today's potpourri, since we had some dumb Klingon things happening, I figured we'd do a little game around that, sort of. This is going to be, the game is motivational quote or Klingon proverb. So I'm going to read a quote, and you're going to have to tell me if it is a like a real life motivational quote or a Klingon saying.
Sure. Are we just both going to guess?
Yeah, you're both going to guess.
Okay.
Okay. What if it's Shakespeare?
Oh yeah, the original Klingon.
No, none of that is included. So not a worry. All right, you guys ready?
Yep. Yippers.
All right, first one. Strength does not come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths.
I'm going to go with motivational quote.
Same.
You are both correct. That was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit he would say.
All right, next one. You have to want victory as bad as you want to breathe.
Klingon proverb.
Boy, why does that sound so familiar? I feel like I just heard that. I'm going to go with a motivational quote.
That is a motivational quote. That is baseball player Eric Thomas. So, all right, next one. The battle is the reward.
Yeah, that's Klingon. Yeah.
I'm also going to guess Klingon.
You are correct. That is a Klingon saying, yes. That was pretty straightforward.
Now, Rob, if he says the word targ, there's a pretty good bet.
All right, next one. Your playing small does not serve the world. Who are you not to be great?
Ooh.
Motivational quote?
Ooh, I might go Klingon.
All right. Rob, you are correct. That is a motivational quote by Marianne Williamson.
Marianne Williamson? Oh, God. Oh, God. That does sound like the kind of crap that crazy bitch would say.
All right. Next one. A victory won is a victory earned.
Oh.
Oof.
I'm going to go with motivational quote again.
I am also going to. That sounds Churchill-y.
That is a Klingon victory.
God damn it.
It's the Klingon saying, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right, next one. Every defeat is a reason to train harder.
That's definitely that's a motivational quote.
You were both wrong. That is a Klingon proverb.
What the fuck Klingon says that? Probably one who loses a lot. Fucking bitch ass Klingon. That's not how Klingon.
I'm surprised. That sounds way too forgiving.
The proper Klingon expression is every defeat is a missed opportunity to die. Like, that's how the Klingons perceive defeat. Like, if you didn't die when you were defeated, you did it wrong.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, but I did not make these up. All right, next one. It always seems impossible until it's done.
That's motivational.
Yeah, motivational quote.
That is correct. That is Nelson Mandela.
All right, he gets a pass.
Yeah.
He went through a lot. Like he
all right, next one. A leader is judged not by the length of his reign, but by the decisions he makes.
That is also a motivational quote. I know that one.
I'm gonna go with Klingon proverb.
That is a Klingon proverb.
Hell yeah!
Fuck, I must have heard it in Star. What?
I'm sure there's something similar out there by somebody, but
oh sure. Do you know where what episodes these are from?
I did not record that part, no.
Damn. I feel like I've heard that one. So.
All right, next one. Great men do not seek power; it is thrust upon them.
Motivational quote.
Yep.
Wrong. Klingon proverb.
God damn it! Again,
the problem is
it sounds too understanding.
The problem is I've heard these quotes, and so I'm assuming they're from motivational people. But the problem is I've watched so much Star Trek. That's from that motivational speaker, Commander Kang. Like, yeah.
All right, God. Last one. Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others.
Oh
boy, I've been burned so many times. I'm gonna go with Klingon.
I'm gonna go with motivational quote.
Rob is correct. That is Robert Louis Stevenson.
I'm pretty sure that was what's his face in blackface in the third Star Trek movie.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd.
By a score of 6-4, Rob takes this one.
Nicely done, Rob.
All right. Well, that wraps up. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess the lesson here is that Klingons aren't complete assholes.
No, the lesson here is that Klingons would fucking do goddamn rounds on LinkedIn.
Yeah, they would.
I've got an idea for a LinkedIn account.
Oh my God.
To die.
Dude, it would be so funny if you created like a corporate parody account and it was just Klingon quotes.
Oh my God, I could easily write a Klingon Kang like article, which is just like, if you read it and realize what it is, it's like, oh.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up our game. As Stanford mentioned at the top of the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe, tell all your friends, enemies, lovers, anybody who you would might enjoy our podcast.
Give us 5 stars. We're 5-star people.
Yeah, that too. We will catch you all next time.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to Captain's Log Supplemental. You can follow us on Twitter at PodCLS or send us hate mail at podcls3@gmail.com.